Welcome to Costa Travels. Here we are, gonna take you on a quick little trip here to a place you all probably already know, Williams, Arizona, the
Premier
gateway to the
souvenir
Grand
shop
Canyon.
in Williams. From Native American crafts to novelty items, we've got it all. There's a t-shirt here for every taste. And our staff is the plumb nicest group of people you're going to come across from here to the Grand Canyon. That's that big hole down yonder. It's about an hour away.
Well, here's a little cafe I ate. It's a old historical building, an old historical brewery. You can read that this place has been around. The food was delicious. As you can see, it's packed. It's called the Canyon Cafe, Anna's Canyon Cafe. I like the inside. It still has the old-fashioned look. We're on the corner now. There's quite a few railroad trains here in Williams. But it's another restaurant across the street, but a little more modern looking. Beautiful place. The temperature was great here. Uh, like I said, this Williams is known as the gateway to the Grand Canyon. If you go about maybe an hour north, you'll come upon the Grand Canyon on the southern rim of the Grand Canyon. I'm taking you a little walk, and I'm going to take you to this museum where it's Route 66. This is the last town that was bypassed by Route 66. But I guess 40, if you don't want to call it 66, it's about the same thing. But you get off 40 and you come over here about right off the expressway, and you come up to the old Route 66. See, a lot of signs saying the old Route 66 here. And that's the little shop there with the vehicle here right in front of it. They have the biggest sign that says Route 66, and of course they got your friend Elvis Presley. Elvis Presley's here, talking up a storm, giving you predictions.
You may have heard this, but the king is here to tell you, you better believe it. Age is simply a matter of mind. If you don't mind, then baby, it don't matter. So go on and be carefree like a little baby. But first, give the king some more silver coins and I'll give you a fortune. Hey, you.
Well, I hope it
You.
comes true, the
Come on over
prediction.
and let the king
And
give
it
you
looks
a
like the
hunk of
older
gold
Elvis
and
Presley,
wisdom.
not the younger one. You can see here they sell a lot of stuff that kind of reminds you of the old days here as you drove to Route 66. I'm back with Elvis. Guess I got infatuated with Elvis Presley here. See what he tells me now.
What are you waiting for? Come on over. For a little change, I'll give you wisdom worthy of a king.
I know I'm crazy. He didn't say much, but you know, Jack. Route 66 soda. Like I said, the store has a lot of old-fashioned. Look at the candy cigarettes. There's people probably close your eyes that they don't want the kids to see that. Here's the sign, the biggest Route 66 U.S. 66 sign. I don't know in the world or the country or what, but that's what they say here. Boom. Mm. You can buy a lot of neat little stuff here at the store. Brings you back memories. See, home of the world's largest Route 66 sign. You ain't nothing but a hound dog. Dancing all the time. Well, let's take a walk on the sidewalk now and just give you a little cruise of the outside of the Williams. As I believe we've seen enough of the inside of this store, but like I said, it's a nice little store, good place to visit and buy those old-fashioned candy cigarettes that I used to like a lot when I was a kid. I think they even have that little Coca-Cola in the wax bottles. They have all that kind of stuff, candy that we used to like back in the 60s. Do you know that the army one time experimented with camels back in the cavalry days, back in the 1800s or early 1900s? The army decided to bring camels places like here, like in Arizona, New Mexico, and the way they thought they were going to be more useful and they would adapt to the desert, and so they brought in all these camels and trained them and rode them. And if you come to visit here, one of the attractions here in Williams, if you go to the zoo, they have like a little zoo or an attraction. They have camels. Yes. Here's where I stayed. I stayed at this resort, this hotel, and of course they had trains outside the hotel. Very nice place. I enjoyed it. And affordable, very affordable. Done a couple of years ago. Here, I'm wondering why. I know that this probably was, the train did go through here back in it started when that's how this town started. Apparently there was a mining town at one time, and then the train came by, and of course, when the train would come across, that was it. Your city would grow. It would get bigger and bigger because of the population coming through here with the train. And then came the cars, and Route 66 was built. It went from Chicago to LA, and it came through these towns, and that's why the towns grew too. Thanks to the help of Route 66 and all the tourists, they would come. Next time I come to Williams, I hope maybe I'll be more energetic and I'll go inside one of these trains here. Yes. So yeah, Route 66 is still, this is Route 66 here. It goes through the heart of Williams. I remember driving through here when I was a kid, when there was really Route 66. We all remember there used to be one way going, one way coming. Boy, we drove all the way from Chicago to LA, and then one time from Chicago all the way to the border. And boy, that was a trip. We went from, and it was very difficult because back in the 60s, it would be like the highway was very one way. You had to wait to pass a slow car, and it was tough. My dad, I don't know how my dad would drive around, especially in those old vehicles. Now cars drive themselves. It's amazing. But I do remember, I was a tiny little kid, and they used to put me in the little shelf in the back of the car. And you remember that the cars had these little shelves on the back, like almost like enough room for me to go in there, and that's where I would sleep as they drove along. There were 6 of us in the family, so the car was packed. It's amazing. No seat belts, none of that kind of rules. There was one of those old cars like that. You see the back there, right there in that window? Yeah. But I believe it was a Ford. I think it was like a 1946, 47 Ford that we drove. Well, those were fun times. Driving down the roads still was a blast. But don't forget, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, share. Until next time, if you have any comments or any ideas, please do so. From Route 66 in Williams, Arizona, I'm Costa Travels. I'll see you soon. Take care.